Alright, yeah, welcome back to some more Magic Arena. It has been a while, so I want to make a quick update. I do apologise for not being around over the past couple of days. Real life work has kind of been getting in the way. I don't know if you guys have World Book Day, but where I work, it is a very popular time of the year, so it's been consuming a lot of my free time recently, just dealing with the busy side of business, lots of overtime and all that stuff. More work than I usually do anyway. So, you know, it's late, just finished, and, you know, I didn't have time to make a new deck. So we're going to be playing a deck that we've played before and is very fun, and yeah, we're going to get our dailies done with a bit of Bant Blink. So if you haven't seen this deck before, it's built essentially around two different cards. That's a Deep Dwelling, who can exile a card and return it back under our control, so we can use that to trigger enter the battlefield abilities. We've got like Elite Guard Mage to gain life and draw cards, Risen Reef to effectively draw cards or ramp. Draw cards, could do many things. Exile, Artifact and Enchantment Destruction, Everything Destruction, card draw, you know, Stomp, and removal. And you use Neoform as well, so you might wonder why we've got random numbers of cards in certain places. We're also going to be using Neoform to grab the pieces we need. So for example, when we sacrifice a 3-drop, we actually get a card of mana cost +1 to the sacrificed creature. So if we're finding our Thassa, which is a key part of our deck to a certain extent, then we've got all of these 3s here that we can sacrifice to Neoform to go and get our Thassa. Once we've got one, we're all good. So future Elite Guard Mages can become all of these 5s as well. So a Guard Mage with a Neoform in hand can then become a removal spell, in case of Tolsmere, or permanent removal in Cavalier. And then we've also got like a Pump to finish and Cavalier to give us card advantage as well. And then our 2s can become 3s, so our 2s, which are nice utility things, early game ramp, card draw, flickering for other spells. Our 2s can become 3s, which end up being removal, and card draw / ramp. So yeah, that's essentially the deck. I'm not going to go into it much more than that. If you do enjoy the content though, make sure to like and subscribe. Let's get to the gameplay. This video is brought to you by the generous support of our wonderful patrons that you see here. If you'd like to support the channel and get access to cool content like sneak peeks, bonus videos, polls on future content, or access to personal deck critiques from myself every month, then check out the Patreon link down in the description below. With all that said, let's get into the gameplay. Alrighty then, we're in, and we've got 3 tap lands in our hand, which is just charming, like the Prince. Other than that though, this hand's pretty good. We got a Risen Reef, which can become a Thassa with Neoform, we can flicker, we can get card draw. I actually don't feel too bad about this hand. We're also on the draw as well, so we're going to get an unknown card, and we've got the Temple to hopefully find some basics of a certain colour to make our castles come into play untapped, but we have a forest instead, so that's going to be our turn 2 plays one of these castles. We'll put Cavalier to the bottom, don't need it this early on. It's also going to be tutorable with Neoform later, and we're going to be shuffling our library, so even if that will be useful in this matchup, it's going to get shuffled in eventually, it's almost guaranteed. So we're going to go with Castle Ardenvale here, since we don't have another white source. We might want this untapped early on. And I haven't really even looked at what my opponent's doing. So I will pre-warn you, I'm a little tired. So I might make some mistakes, I don't know. But we're here to have fun and to do dailies, so we'll see what happens. Bant for our opponent as well. An Oma the Hun. Is this going to be an enigmatic incarnation deck? If so, I'm really excited, because I love that deck. Alright, Risen Reef it is. See if we can hit some lands. I know we've already got some lands, but now we got a Thassa, which means we don't have to use the Neoform to go get it. That's not too bad. And we've got obviously our target in Risen Reef as well. That is black mana. I think we are up against an incarnation deck. Super Friends? Niv Mizzet, okay. It is in night. Yeah, cool. Alright, I'm not completely wrong. So they've got Simic, Selesnya, and Azorius. And they're going with the Teferi over the Duder, which is really irritating. Absurdly irritating. For that reason, what are we gonna do? Oh my god, what are we gonna do? We could take this opportunity to get a tap land into play. And just play Charming Prince and flick a Risen Reef. I kind of think we just play a Thassa, but it gets bounced by Teferi next turn, so it's kind of like not that great. Our other 4's not really an option. Yeah, if we get Charming Prince in, then we've got Neoform on 3, so we can get, like, Deputy of Detention, or we can get Knight of Autumn for the Enigmatic Incarnation as well. So I'm just gonna flicker the Risen Reef. We're not getting in for combat with it. Might as well get that value, and we'll play a tap land and bring it back. Hallowed Fountain taps. Alright, the more mana, the better, really. I'm gonna be gaining lots of life, so the Niv Mizzet beats aren't gonna be too bad. But it's going to be a tough one, this matchup. I imagine that they just outvalue us over the long run. Alright, so there's Incarnation. Incarnation gets rid of Omen the Hunt and gets them another 4-drop. It's probably... oh no, a 4-drop creature. Forget this thing. It sacks enchantments, it gets creatures. It does not sack creatures, get enchantments. It's literally one into the other. Which makes it a really interesting... build around for sure. Okay, so they've got Pelucranos. In theory, I'm assuming to fight all my shenanigans, which is very annoying. We could go Tolsimir and then take 3 power off of Pelucranos. It's an option. It's actually, if damage would be dealt while there's a counter on it, prevent that damage and remove that many counters. So it would actually... would it fight back? It would fight back, right? I think we're still going for it. I don't really care, but... yeah, learning lesson. I thought that might be the case, but it's nice to know, right? Alright, so... Polly is down a little bit. If they want to fight my Tolsimir, then they're going to have to lose Polly. And I've only got a few cards in the yard. Just going to pick apart my Risen Reef. That's totally fine. Totally fine. And we got a Tristani. Alright, so what we want to do then is we go Thassa, who's going to flicker the Tolsimir here. And do we want a Neoform for a 3-drop? Deputy Detention's pretty garbage. I kind of want to get Knight of Autumn to kill the Incarnation. It's pretty good. So let's get in with Tolsimir. Tolsimir is going to get flickered and kill Pelucranos. Yeah, I think we're going to go get a Knight of Autumn. And exile, or get rid of the enchantment. Flicker Tolsimir, gain a little bit of life, and kill Polly. Boop. Okay. Board somewhat controlled. However, temporarily. Hopefully they haven't got board wipes in there. Gotta imagine they probably do, but... we can rebuild to a certain extent with Tristani. Tristani's really good to flicker, since you get the 2 1/1s. We have no intention of stealing creatures, so Tristani doing its thing, not going to be too bad. And we can even flicker Tolsimir to fight Tristani. So, let's see. I guess that's what we're doing. Let's play Tristani. pump Le Squad. Let's get in with our 4/4s that are not Tolsimir. We're going to gain 3 on the Tolsimir Voja token, so it really incentivizes us to actually lose the Voja, because we're going to Legend Rule it anyway. Or Voja. I really don't know if it's ever been pronounced out loud. Opponent's on 5, okay. So, hopefully, we're not dead. I'll keep the Leafkin in hand for now. I don't see too much of a reason to do anything with it. And then we'll flicker our Tolsimir to make another Voja token. And keep the untapped one. Fight the Tristani. We're up to 10, taking 6 in the air down to 4. And we've got a really good attack. If they do choose to do that. If we can survive this turn, we get a blocker with the Guard Mage, gain a little bit of life as well. So I'm quite liking where we're at. I don't think we're necessarily going to win. But I think we're pretty close. We've had a nice little bit of control. It would be nice if we had 1 more mana, so we could tap with Thassa. But I don't think it's too bad. So they're going to bounce, but that really doesn't change much. Could have Deafening Clarion, but we keep our board state. Or most of it, at least. Yep, okay. So, what do we want here, then? Oh, do we already have lethal? We go down to 4. We attack. They go up to 7, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we've already got lethal. Alright, cool. Yeah, let's just attack. Sweet. I think they could have survived if they didn't attack, right? I don't know what surviving looks like to them, but we would have definitely been attacking like a Tolsimir into a 6/6, which is less than ideal, but had to be done kind of situation. Yeah, I think they just had enough, to be honest. So, yeah, take the victory. Let's go for another game. Okay, we're in, and I love the hand. Neoform is a Thassa. You got the Fibble Thip as an early little bit of cantripping. The mana base is fine, so yeah, let's keep it. So we're going to lead Temple of Mystery here, and probably just 1 land drops. I think 2 for 2 on Neoforms to creatures is perfectly fine, so we'll put that to the bottom. And we did get a Breeding Poo, so that's not too bad. I think we're leading off with the Plains. If we have to shock ourselves with Breeding Poo next turn, then so be it. But until that's the case, yeah, we're just going to play as though we'll have an untapped land that doesn't cost us any life. Ephemia for our opponent. Okay, well, we do want to work our way up to a Tolsimir for sure. Let's see. We could Neoform for a Deputy Detention or a Knight of Autumn. Or we could just play a Knight of Autumn and use it to kill an Ephemia. Destroy artifact or enchantment. Hey, you didn't think there'd be any creature enchantments, did you? So I'm guessing our opponent is very much on the Enchantment Matters side of an Orzhov deck. So we should expect the Archon, maybe a little bit of a Boggles Aura kind of synergy. I think as long as we get to keep a Knight of Autumn around, though, we're in a really good spot. Which is really awkward, because I kind of want to go get a Thassa. And only the 3 drops will do that. There's Citizen Champion, okay. Hello, Cavalier. Aren't you a pretty boy? Let's see. We want to murder that. We could Neoform our Fibblethip into a Deputy of Detention. That works for me. I think that's pretty good. Yep. So we're going to have to shock ourselves, so we have the Simic colours. But we will get it done. So Firbolthit becomes a deputy. And this is kind of the toolbox side of the deck in action right here. Get rid of our opponent's Citizen Champion. If they play another one, we can fight it with a Tolsimir or kill it with a Cavalier. Or we can Neoform our Knight of Autumn to go and get a Thassa to Flicker Deputy to put the second Citizen Champion under. They've got a Murderous Rider. Okay. Totally fine. I think the last time we played this deck, we actually discussed the possibility of getting a Loaming Shaman in the deck. And I think that is actually something I should have put in as a one-off. Loaming Shaman essentially allows you to shuffle in cards that you want later with Neoforms and things like that. So it can be pretty useful for that kind of thing. So we can't really fight with Tolsimir, but we have the Cavalier of Dawn. So we're going to need to do the untapped land here and turn that 3/5 into a 3/3. Boop our opponent's threat. And we can't attack because we gave them a 3/3, but it's better than the card advantage that they have right now. So we don't go any higher than 5. There's an argument, I guess, to put one Dream Trawler in as a 6. But I kind of like the cards that are at 5 now. Be hard to find the one piece that you'd end up cutting to justify that inclusion, I think. So, as it stands, as long as our Cavalier survives, we've got the Neoform and the Knight to get Thassa, and we can flicker Cavalier quite endlessly, it seems, to the point where we should be able to deal with whatever our opponent's got. I'd really love a Tristani just so I can pump the Tolsimir's Voha token up to a 4/4, and then allow us to fight the Archon of Sun's Grace. Looks like they're going to go with a Sentinel's Eyes from the graveyard. Yeah. But this isn't a problem. We've got the Neoform Thassa. So let's just go ahead and do that, and then we can kill the Archon with our Cavalier of Dawn. So, boop the Knight. Sucks that we have to get rid of the Knight, because it does look like a really good card in this matchup, but we can probably find it later. No problem. Yeah, so let's go Thassa. And if we go Castle Vantress here, we do have a tap available, so it's not too bad. And we do not want to attack, because we have nothing in our graveyard worth getting back with Cavalier's Death Trigger. So we will give him another 3/3. It's totally fine. We've even got now a tap open on the Thassa, so we can keep the board controlled. We can Tolsimir and fight the 3/3s, flicker Tolsimir, fight the 3/3s. It's an endless amount of value, hopefully, for us here. Ooh, they're swinging. Should have gone for a tap, I guess. But it kind of depends on what our opponent plays here. If I can tap it down and get him with my Vigilant Cavalier, then that'll be pretty good. And not too bad. Maya's Grasp. Okay. Alright. So, I guess punished for blocking. But if our opponent doesn't have any big boys, Tolsimir should be able to cover it. Tap land for our opponent and passes. Okay. Well, let's go Tolsimir. We will kill the 3/3 for now, because we're going to Legend Rule it anyway. Play our tap lands, and flicker Tolsimir and kill the 2/2. Gonna need some card advantage pretty soon, I think. Let's kill the 2/2. So we don't really have the pick of the litter here as far as cards are concerned. I will go for the Upkeep Scry, though, with Castle Vantress. It's going to leave us with 3 mana and a Forced Shock, but on 17 life, the shock's not all that bad, and we do have plenty of 3-drops in the deck anyway. I think I'd rather look into knowing what we're going to get than just drawing blindly here. So I think if our opponent answers this Tolsimir, we're in a really bad position. Well, joke's on you, opponent. That's an enchantment that's indestructible. But we do lose our Tolsimir and our Vantress, so going in blind, I guess. Knight of Autumn, really good pick up there. Okay, do we use it to gain life? I think we do. an argument to leave it in our hands so it can't be murderous ridered or anything like that, but I think we'll be okay. Let's just gain 8 life. There we go. Up to 25. And it's also just another little creature that we can use to push through, hopefully. Archon of Sun's Grace. Mogus's Favour, okay. So they got all the Enchantressy pieces and then Sentinel's Eyes on going on Archon, or do we not want to add to the same creature, the same target all over again? Like we did last time and we punished them for it to a certain extent. No, going for it again. Alright, please. Good card. Never mind. Alright. Temple. We get a Charming Prince. I would rather not. And we will pass. We will not flicker, because we will get rid of our token there, unfortunately. I can feel this game getting a little bit out from under us, but our opponent's on 8. I get to tap down their Archon, so they're only gaining a little bit of life here. I guess they're going for all of these boys. And that does mean that they get to go wide, and there's not a great deal we can do to stop that. We need a really good draw. Sooner rather than later. Okay, Sentinel's Eyes, spreading it out. Archon triggers, makes another 2/2. And yeah, we just don't have very long. Archon is a very powerful card. So we're taking 5 here. As much as we'd love to have gained all that life, I guess we should have, instead of gaining the 4, gone for the counters. I guess it's only a matter of time until Mogus's Favour just got the Knight of Autumn anyway, but it would have definitely been the thing we could play around. Okay, Risen Reef is a flicker target, and it's a redraw, so it's not the end of the world on that one. Got Charming Prince. Ugh. Well, let's exile Risen Reef to bring it back on end step, and we will pass. We would like to... yeah, that's fine. Flicker Charming Prince. Charming Prince brings back Risen Reef. Risen Reef triggers, getting us a Leafkin Druid. And then this Charming Prince will scry and get us hopefully a better card than that. We need a removal-based creature, so we need to find the Cavalier or the Tolsimir, or a way to find them. 4-drop into another Neoform would be ideal, essentially. But it's not meant to be. We're down to 9. Mogus's Favour could have killed Risen Reef, but I guess they don't have the cards in the yard. Fair enough. Alright, so Leafkin Druid draws a card. That'll do, won't it? Put it onto the battlefield. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. We can take 4 to stop 7. It's a thing, alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh god, no, we can't. How did I do that math? How did I go about doing that math? I must have missed something. Told you. I'm tired. I'm sorry. Okay, we are going to... see, we're just dead in the air unless I Charming Prince, right? Gaining the 4, 5, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I got a Flicker Charming Prince, gain the life. Tap down the Archon of Sun's Grace, which got out of hand. Had we only kept our Tolsimir or Cavalier of Dawn in this game, and it would have just been absolutely perfect. Alas, we did not draw enough of our life gain, and all of our removal was answered. Neoform. Neoform. Oh, we've already lost our Deputy of Detention. It could have been for the tokens. Oh, that would have been perfect. As it stands, it looks like it is... It could be... I think it's probably got to be get rid of Risen Reef to get Elite Guard Mage. Gain the life, draw the card. Yeah, good game to you. Game's not over, my friend. Tristani. 1, 2, 3, 4. We keep this around. We don't want to... Yeah, we can get in with that token, I guess. We got the 4 mana open now, so we can tap twice. So we can get rid of the Archon and the Archon's token with Sentinel's Eyes attached to it. I'm just going to let the 3 through. It's totally fine by me. Flicker the Guard Mage, gain a little bit more life. Do have to take the 1/1 counter off of it, but we weren't really counting on that 1/1 counter to begin with. We're up to 9. We've got a life gain source, a card draw source. And we can start tapping down their big threats now. So they don't really have a good attack anymore. Okay, they can gain a bit of life, but they're going to lose a token doing this. So we go... No, actually, hang on. 1, 2... 2 other cards. There's really no reason for me to risk it, is there? If they can get more cards in the yard, then they can Mogus's favour my Elite Guard Mage. We don't need to... Don't need to risk it. Since it just counts for so much flicker already. Let's go with Charming Prince. Let's Fibblethip first. Get more information. Another Thasser. It's not great. Yeah, I think we're going Charming Prince. I've done this in the wrong sequence. I should have been swinging first. I forgot that we tapped down their Vigilant creatures. That's okay, though. Exile the Elite Guard Mage. We get a good attack anyway. Take them to 29. We will... Yeah, bring it back like that. So we're going to exile the Charming Prince, bring back the Elite Guard Mage. Charming Prince will scry for us? Yeah, I think a scry's fine. Definitely don't want that. Charming Prince is just fine. I'm slowly coming back to this. Slow and steady. But this is another case where that Loaming Shaman would have been nice, because our one-ofs are now in the graveyard. We're never going to get them back. Things like Deputy Detention. I'd love to shuffle them back into the deck. They're going to deadweight one of my Charming Princes. Sure. It's going to draw him a card and make him a 2/2. Still, the worry of them going wide here is very much real. So we need to dig our way out. They've got the Guard Mage answer. No! Why? Just when there was some hope. That salty taste of defeat coming back in action. So the attacking with the 2/3. I've got the Leafkin Druid here. Yeah, just tap it down. That's fine. We will block. Yeah, I think that's okay. Can only kill one. So I'm assuming they want to just kill the bigger one. Which is fine by me, because we've got another Charming Prince coming. And that means Charming Prince has the Fibble Thip as a target. Which is fine. Ish. Ugh. What does the temple say? Nothing. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I just don't think we've got what it takes here. Just can't tap down enough. Play Charming Prince. There's really nothing we can draw at instant speed that matters, so let's just gain some life. Flicker Charming Prince. Gain some life. Up to 10. Opponent has extra removal. Draws a card. Makes a 2/2. We really wish we had Deputy. We could reset this board in a heartbeat. So it's not that we don't have the utility pieces for this deck, it's just that we don't have them in this match. Which is very upsetting. Mugs' favor, yeah, pumps the dude. Yep. Goes to combat. We tap down the biggest stuff that we cannot block, which is this 4/5. This 4/1. And we start jumping. You there, and yep, that's all we can do. Down to 3. We never even got our window to Tristani because we needed all of our mana to Thassa tap here as well. Again, another unfortunate situation. Elite Guard Mage. Got a Risen Reef. Just seeing what we've got at this point. More Risen Reefs. And Leafkin Druid. Let's just play a Risen Reef. Very good game, me opponent. I thought it was a good game ages ago. Take the action. Take the action. Flicker the Guard Mage, gain some life. We got a land. Yay. Bunt takes 3 to draw a card. Yeah, we just can't come back from this. Going after my Risen Reefs. Sure. At this point, I don't think there was anything that we could do. The moment we couldn't answer that Archon, we lost this game. It's very obvious by their board state that that is exactly the case. But, you know. Can't win them all, I guess. That's all we can block. Yeah, -6. We absolutely win that game, though, if we get to kill the Archon. Because this would not be... If we get to kill the Archon, or we get to keep our Deputy Detention, one or the other. But, you know, it is what it is. Alrighty then, we're in, and we got 4 lands, which is slightly more than we'd really want, but the cards that we've got here actually are pretty decent, so can't really feel too bad about that. I said we had too many lands, Shuffler. Please. Please cease. Alright, what are we up against? Mono Blue Devotion. Okay. So, what's likely to happen here is our opponent is going to do very little to stop what we're doing, but If we don't stop what they're doing and the game goes on long enough, Thassa's Oracle wins them the game. It's going to be the nutshell anyway. Guess you've got counter magic. It's a good job I got 3 Risen Reefs, so you can Sinister Sabotage me all you like. I'm going to have a drink while you do it. Ah, delicious apple juice. Nice and refreshing. Oh, that's his intervention. Sure. Okay. Guess it's the slightly better Sinister Sabotage in our opponent's deck, since they have Nyx Lotus, whatever it's called. There's Thassa. That probably wants murderizing with a Banishing Light. So we'll take the time to do that. Opponent's going to get basically the pick of the litter if we don't, so... They already get to look at the top 3 and pick what they draw next. I don't think we want them to do that again. But more. 1 top, 2 bottom. Alright, Banishing Light it is. Let's hope they don't have more Thassas, because if they do, we have nothing to do to stop them. And our colours of choice, as far as our lands are concerned, are also quite unfortunate, since everything has blue in it, and we have 1 blue land. Which means no matter how much mana we have, we can only play 1 spell this turn. So yeah, very much... Ooh, there you go. The gods shine upon us. We've got the Risen Reef. Put a Tristani in our hand. That gives us a little bit of pressure, I suppose. And then the Fibblethip gives us a Neoform for Thassa on Risen Reef. Or Deputy Detention as well if we need to get rid of Thassa. It's an option. Mono Blue's not really going to be answering Deputy very well once it comes down. They could have the counter magic though, and this does have an additional cost to sacrifice. So we do have to be very careful of another Thassa's Intervention countering that, because we don't want to lose the creature and the spell. Chadwick comes down, draws them 2. And leaves them open, essentially, to whatever we decide we want to do here. Neoform. Okay. So we have got the Guard Mage Neoform for a 5-drop Tolsimir or something along that line. That would be pretty reasonable. I think first we want to set up the Neoform Thassa, though. So let's play the land, play the Risen Reef to trigger Risen Reef twice, and then we can Neoform Risen Reef. More Neoforms, okay. Put that onto the battlefield. We could get a Guard Mage instead. Can't Neoform twice. We're going to take the action. We're going to put it in tapped, I think, because we're just going to Neoform. Get rid of Risen Reef. And grab a 4-drop. Which is going to be our Thassa. Alright. Pass the turn. Flicker Reef. It's better than flickering Fibblethip, because if it's a land, instead of drawing it, we get to put it into play. And Fibblethip will only draw us cards here. So we've got a Leafkin Druid, which triggers Risen Reef. It's not too bad. I think we want to go Guard Mage, get Tolsimir though, and start picking off their devotion here. So we'll Voja Token, fight Gadwick, and then we'll Voja Token after we flicker Tolsimir to kill Arcanist Owl, things like that. There's a Thassa, okay. So they get to tap down one of our creatures. We also keep them off of devotion for Thassa there as well, and flicker targets, which is going to be pretty important. I guess now that they've got the Thassa, we really probably want to be going Arcanist Owl, kill the Voja Token, and then flicker Oracle, so they have no good targets to flicker. And they're going to need to add 1 to the board. Ten Devotion, eh? That's not great for us with Thassa's Oracle. Again, we've got to keep them coloured pips off the board. So opponent's getting in. We will take it because we have the life total to do so. Opponent does get to look at the top 10 cards of their library with a Thassa's Oracle. And pick whatever they want. So it's not going to be great for us, but if we can get around a negate here, then we're going to be in a good spot. You want to flicker the Oracle. There's no way you ever want to flicker anything else. Okay, so they have to look at 10 cards. Got to assume that they've got the perfect answer for at least what we see on board here. Less so what we've got in hand, necessarily. So I don't think it really changes our plan at all. I think we still need to go Guard Mage, Neoform. Now, why is priority being held here? What would possibly do that? Thassa's Intervention X0 would do that. A creature counter spell would do that. A Brazen Borrower would do that. None of that stops me necessarily doing what I want to do here, though. So let's go Neoform. Get rid of Guard Mage. Yeah, I think they got the Thassa's Intervention 0. We get a Tolsimir, which makes a 3/3 Voja token. And we have to get rid of the Thassa's Oracle here. Have to make sure 100% that's happening. And they can't save it with a Brazen Borrower. There is an unsummon available. Alright, so with 100% certainty, we've got rid of that nonsense. They might have just topped another one, to be fair. But you know, we gotta go for what we gotta go for. And then we'll play a Charming Prince. We will use that to... I think we'll just exile, since we got the Neoform and we got a 2/3. A 2 and a 3. We've basically got a pick of whatever we want. We just don't get our 5 drops. We're gonna flicker... and bring back Risen Reef, I guess. And then Thassa will bring back Tolsimir. And no attacks. Oh, they do have the Brazen Borrower. Okay. Taps my Tolsimir. Sure. So they're going to want to counter that next turn. I guess I should have gone for the Tolsimir flicker. I really didn't think that we'd have to worry about that. There's Nyx Lotus. So we got the Neoform on Charming Prince to get Knight of Autumn to kill that. We can also use it to kill Arcanist Owl, since that is an artifact. And Hypnotic Sprite. Oh, they did have a counter spell in their hand as well. 3 or less. Sure. But now they're tapped out, and we get a really good selection of things to do here. Going down to 10. They flicker. Arcanist Owl, most likely. Can't see why they'd do any of the others. And they get a Corridor Monitor, which they can use to untap artifacts. So Nyx Lotus has to go. Otherwise they've got too much mana. Might not actually matter overall, but it's definitely a thing that needs to die. So, let's Neoform Fibblethip. That's our 2-drop into a 3-drop, so we will get Knight of Autumn. Knight of Autumn will kill Nyx Lotus. we will play the Thassa, which will flicker the Tolsimir to kill the Arcanist Owl. And we will Leafkin Druid to trigger Risen Reef, putting a land into play. And no attacks. Flicker Tolsimir. Should have flickered the Night of Autumn. I'm playing very loosely today, guys. I apologize. Oh, God, I'm playing really loosely. I kept the one that wasn't fighting. Oh, God, I deserve to lose. I do apologize. Oh, man. Yeah, that Arcanist Owl should be dead right now. Without a doubt. God dang it. I could have even on the safe side just flickered the Night of Autumn. And then that would have been a trigger regardless. But no, I'm a silly sausage and tried to get the life gain and the fight at the same time. I think we can still salvage this. It is salvageable. It's just I don't deserve to be salvaged. I'm going to get the upkeep for the Vantress. Can use the Corridor Monitor as a really bad Vigilance. And it doesn't matter what you tap here, my friend. Nothing changes. Alright, Flickers. Arcanist Owl, effectively the only good choice. They get a Thassa. Well, we weren't necessarily expecting to deal with that anytime soon. So I think we want to scry here. We'd like a good draw. I need something that can stop me punting like crazy. Not sure if it's an option. So we've got... I think we'll take the Guard Mage as a draw here. Just give me options. Give me all the options. We could actually go for the Tristani. As I mentioned, we do eventually want to be starting to kill our opponent. So Tristani's definitely a way to go about doing that. It's an endgame flicker option as well to gain us some 2/2s every turn. We pump the squads, we get better attacks and things like that as well. Alright. And then we play Leafkin Druid, because we got the mana left over. Flicker the Risen Reef. Get Charming Prince, cool. Okay. We don't really have a good attack, because Thassa's here and probably shouldn't be at this point. So, no attacks. We're going to do this properly. Thassa flickers Tolsimir. We keep the Summoning Sick Voja token, so there's actually an ability to fight. The creature does not die at that point. So we will keep the Summoning Sick one, which will fight the Owl, leaving our opponent with no real actual option for flickering. Isn't it glorious? We did the right thing for a change. Okay, they get a 3/3, get to tap. A 3/1, sorry. Yep, wasn't going to block with that anyway. If it mattered, they should be tapping the things that I plan on blocking with, so that I have less than ideal blocks later. But I don't think it really matters. I think our board's too wide for them. Their only real option at this point is to find their Thassa's Oracle and win the game that way, I think. Other than that, don't think this game is losable. Well, I'm certainly giving losable a run for its money. So they've got no real good attacks here. They could attack him with a Thassa for the sake of it, but if they do that, I've got a good attack. I suppose they could get in with the Flyers. No real reason not to, I guess. Again, though, more attacks they make, the better my attacks look. Okay, they get to flicker, and they can untap the Nyx Lotus to give them Vantress Scries. Again, kind of doing a Thassa's Oracle level of value here. On the Scries alone, they get to look at the top 4-ish cards. So, am I going to start tapping their board and then getting in? I don't mind doing that. Just, like, spend all my mana here just to tap them down and get in for damage. I think we might do that. I think I need to start pushing. Opponent does get to use their Nyx Lotus to tap us down if they really wanted to as well. So this one can't block anything but flyers. So I think Chadwick's basically the best option for him here. I don't think we care about that though. Honestly, I think the rest of the creatures here are just not worth tapping down. I think I'd rather just offer trades. So we can go... We've got Voja Token, so they want to tap that down with Nyx Lotus if they've got it. If they want to do that. Tap in Tolsimir, I didn't plan on attacking with. Voja Token, yeah, okay, that's a good one. And they got one more. Cool. Well, we stopped them from using that Nyx Lotus to do some scrying right there, so that's okay. Let's see, what do we want to do? I think we're flickering Tristani and just making more 2/2s. Oh no, no, not with Tolsimiring. Could kind of do both. Since we've got the Charming Prince anyway. Yeah, just don't have a good attack now. So we're going to pass. Gonna go Guard Mage. Looking for my Knight of Autumn, essentially. There's a Tolsimir again. Don't really need that. Charming Prince, Exile, Knight of Autumn. To get rid of the Nyx Lotus so that they don't get that disturbingly good scry and mana value. And you are going to kill Chadwick and get rid of that devotion. Destroy artifact and enchantment. You right there. Flicker Tolsimir. Keep the summoning sick one to kill Chadwick. Bring that devotion down to 6. Hypnotic Sprite, are you a double blue? You are, so you're the next to go. So they've got 39 cards in their deck. They are very, very, very far away from winning with Thassa's Oracles. Especially since they don't have the mana to do like big Chadwicks here. But they do get a draw 4, so it is what it is. Alright, Chadwick, you are back on the chopping block for killable. And they can't counter-tap us down now with Thassa, so we've got the good attack. Should be able to push this one through in no time at all. Yep, you got no good attacks because I have a flyer now. And they can flicker nothing really of note. So they might as well not bother. Well, they're thinking about it though. It's a consideration apparently. It's okay, opponent, you decide. Alright. Chadwick comes back. Draw 0. We move on with our lives. Alright, let's play a forest. I want to just see if we can get some good cards here. Our Fibblethip. We've got a Neoform, so we've got Pick of the Litter. Our only 4-drop is Elite Guard Mage, which kind of sucks. That would allow us to go get Cavalier of Gales and Cavalier of Dawn. We've got 3 drops, so we can get Deputy of Detentions as well. I think we just want to go to combat first, and let's get in with those things that we really just wanted to kind of get in with. So we'll go in with Guard Mage. I think we're getting in with... I forgot to do... I need to put a stop here so I can tap Thassa before blocks. Getting with you, you. And I'm just going to put full control on to make absolutely sure that I can do that. And you can pay, it's fine. There we go. And I think we will tap down using that mana. Tap down the Hypnotic Sprite as well. Just so they don't have a double block on the Guard Mage. Alright, so these are all virtually bad blocks. They've got a corridor monitor that blocks fine. And they can, yeah, they can take a 2-2 with Chadwick. It's totally fine. Okay, but progress is being made, and that's the point. That is the goal here. Going down to 5. Could we have killed them? Interesting. Probably, right? Could have probably killed them. Alright, let's neoform. What do we want? Deputy? No. We're going to be removing with Tolsimir. Could remove with Cavalier as well. Just give them a 3-3 for some devotion pips. We could Cavalier of Gales to gain like 9,000 cards. I do like 9,000 cards. It also gets rid of this Tolsimir as well, which is doing us no good in our hand. Puts Thassa on board, which I think is the reason why we could have probably got lethal there. We're going to put the Legend Ruled thing back and the tap land back. And just going to play Charming Prince, exiling Tristani. Yeah, alright. Had enough. Go too wide, we win the game. Mono Blue can't deal with a wide board state. They've only got counter magic and singular bounce spells for the most part, essentially. Alright, well, that was a little bit loose. So, apologies for all those punts. There were a few. I managed to catch them all during commentary, funnily enough, which is it's better than nothing, I guess. But, yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it nonetheless. This deck's fun, even when you're not making the most optimal plays, for sure. I think it does need a Loaming Shaman in. I did say that the first time we actually played with this deck, but it's a really fun deck, and hopefully you guys get a chance to play with it. It's probably on the higher end of competitive as well. I just don't know what you'd swap the Loaming Shaman out for, because it's really just one of those utility pieces that's only good when your opponent's answering all your stuff, so, you know, I don't know. Anyway, make sure to like and subscribe if you did like it and you feel like subscribing. Both of those things help out a great deal. Leave a comment down in the comment section below what one card you would cut and why, specifically why, because I could give you a reason why not for pretty much every single card in this deck, so you gotta give me a reason why. But other than that, though, thanks very much for watching, guys. Sorry for the lack of videos recently. Hopefully should be back on track now, but we'll see. Anyway, take care, guys.